Hello everybody, it's Tracy. Okay, so I have a project to share with you today, and this is kind of a big project. Well, let's see, it took a few days, and it was so much fun. And this is what I used. First of all, I used the Fantasy Floral paper by Recollections, and I used this paper for another project, and I think my traveler's notebook, yeah, and it was sitting out and I loved it so much, so I said I want to do something really cool with this paper. So what I decided to do was to make a loaded envelope. And I don't do many loaded envelopes. I think I've done one before, and it really wasn't, I didn't really put much in it, but I really wanted to get into it and try to make a really cool loaded envelope. So what I did is I followed Tamika from Scrapdaworld's tutorial. She has a whole series, a tutorial series, and I followed that to make the envelope. I did some of the embellishments she made, and then I went off on my own and did others. So let me show you what I did. Oops. This is it. Hopefully you can see it. Oh, it's kind of big, so that's the front. That's the back. And it has 3 pockets total. One big one, 2 smaller ones. One big, one medium, and one small in the front. And lots of goodies in there. Yeah, okay. So let's start taking this apart and show you what's in it. So first of all, let me see if I can stick that there. Okay. So I used this canvas, glitter canvas paper from Hobby Lobby. You get it in the ribbon section to make this bow. And put it there on the front. And in this first pocket, made this little tag. So I just used heavyweight chipboard, a couple of pieces, and then the designer paper. Use some dies, some MFT dies for this fringe and then this fringe down here, and then just cut a strip of paper. This is an MFT die smile, and then I just used some ribbon and some gold eyelash trim here and an eyelet. So that's that. Then here I made some bows, and I used a Spellbinders die for this. And I just made the bows and added some little Recollections flowers in the middle. The backing, I used a die to cut, and then I used a die to cut this treat topper here, and that's the back. And some of my embellishments are going to be wonky because the dots, the repositionable dots that I used aren't holding, so they're just kind of wonky. This is a tag that I created. I just used my Tim Holtz on the edge die for the butterflies up there, and of course I stickled them up. This paper is from the cutout, is from the collection, but I just stamped and embossed this sentiment. It's from a stamp that I got from Michael's years ago. And then there's the back. Okay. Next is a shaker, and it's basically a shaker tag. I used some tulle on the top, and I used one of the cutouts, and it shakes. And that's all of the goodies in there. And then that's just the back is plain. But this thing, when I made it, I could not stop shaking it. I love making shakers. Okay, so the next pocket. Here I just added some lace to the next pocket. And inside is this package of note cards. And these are 3x4 note cards with envelopes. There are 4 of them. They're the same with different kind of papers and different sayings. Some of them say thank you or a note. And up here I just made a little topper from little cutout dies that I cut out. I used a die to cut out the hearts and added some pink pearls. Okay. Next, well, I guess I can show you this. This is my pinwheel. And I used my pinwheel punch board by We Are Memory Keepers to create this with the paper. And then I just added stickles because I have to have that glitter. And then I added a little cabochon rose. And then down here I have some pearls and eyelash lace, eyelash trim on a gold straw. And then this is the back. Love making those. Next, I made these paperclip flag embellishments. And these are these fat paper clips that I get from Michael's. And these are the flags that I made, just layered paper. I used a stamp by Spellbinders, I think it's Donna Salazar, and I stamped the sentiments, and that's that. And then up here I just used a Prima doily die, cut it out in that shiny gold paper, and put it on the topper. Okay. Oh, let's do this other one. So this is my wand, and I created this one with freehand. I just scored it. I didn't use a die. And I used a Martha Stewart punch to get the edges here, scored it, made the rosette, used another little die to get the little doily in the middle, and I used a die for the bow, added a little pearl. This die is a pink and mane die, and it's a stitched bow. And then for the back I added some lace, added stickles, of course. That's the back. And then down here I added some lace and my favorite eyelash trim. So that's that. And so you can see the back pocket. This is the big pocket, and I just folded these flaps down, added a little flower embellishment there. Next, I created these little mirror embellishments. I love making these. These are so much fun. I used a Tim Holtz die for the mirrors, and they're made from chipboard and designer paper. And then I added these teeny tiny little bows, and these are also the pink and mane bows, pink and mane die I used to make the bows. Added a little bling in the middle, and I used some just shiny mirror, silver mirror looking cardstock. Then up here I cut this scallop with an MFT die out of the gold paper. This is a bow bunny die that I've cut this butterfly out of, and then I added some a little strip of sequins trim there. So that's that. Next thing I made, now these are Clothespin Hearts that I created using Tamika's tutorial. I used her tutorial a long time ago to make these, but I followed it again when she did it for her loaded envelope series. So that's one of the embellishments she showed how to do, and so that's what they are, clothespin heart embellishments. And you use a clothespin. I covered mine with fabric, not fabric, but paper, and created the hearts, added lace and flowers and pearls and the little word beads you get from Michael's, and added lots of glitter. Hope you can see that. And then up here I made another bow with a big pearl, used a punch for the edge. That's that. And then here I created rosettes. And for these rosettes I did use a die. I used my Tim Holtz die. And then I put these little hearts on here, which I also created with a die, a Sizzix primitive heart die. And then behind it has the little circle that came with the Tim Holtz die. And then I added some teeny tiny little flowers to that. And then up here, just scallop the edge here. Here I use my old school scissors. And then a Prima doily die. Cut that from the designer paper. And that is that. And the last thing in here is this altered notepad. And this was one of the things that Tamika made in her video too. And so I just basically covered this notepad that I had in my stash. Had it forever. Probably from Michael's when they were 20 cents or so. And covered it with the designer paper. And this is a cutout from the collection. I cut that out and I stickled it up. And then up here I used a die to create this topper. And that's that. Those are all of the goodies. That's the inside of the bag. As you can see here, it has gussets to be able to fit all of this stuff in it. And that's it, you guys. That is my loaded envelope. Loved doing it. So much fun. And I will put Scrapdaworld's a link for her video that helped me to create this envelope. And so in case you want to follow along, you can. Okay, so thank you so much for watching and have a great day. See you next time. Bye.